I'm Blake X, and this is another Nuclear Reaction. What's up, survivors? Hope everyone's doing well out there. I'm feeling a little bit tired this evening, but I have a feeling that this song is going to give me a significant boost and some really good energy. But we'll find out, because we are getting back to the Infinite List, and most importantly, we are getting back to Nightwish. It's been much longer than it should have been since my last reaction to this band, and this, for the record, is going to be my second time ever hearing a Nightwish song with Floor. So for those who don't know, I started my Nightwish journey way back last year, and basically went through the eras from beginning to end. First I checked out a bunch of Tarja songs, then I moved on to Annette, and then my first ever Floor song, The Poet and the Pendulum, a few months back. So this time I'm going to be checking out Ghost Love Score live, which was requested by literally everyone, too many people to name, and I'm sure I'll find out why. I mean, I've seen this come up in suggested videos on YouTube for a long time now. And so for those new to the channel, wondering why my reactions are longer than some other channels, it's because I do a full lyrical breakdown after the reaction itself. I get into what I think the song meaning is, I give my opinion and my personal perspective and breakdown, and my interpretation is not always on point, but I always try my best. And I think that's the beauty of art. But always feel free to correct me or leave additional info in the comments below, along with any other Nightwish requests you may have. You know, in the past, as I've been doing these reactions, sometimes I just learn new facts and interesting information about the artist from the comments alone, so never be afraid to leave your input in the comments. And as I always say, if you're gonna troll, at least keep it clever or don't bother. So yeah, I swear I'm almost done rambling, but before I finish, there are two main ways to get your song requested. One is to leave a comment, and if I catch it, it goes on something called the Infinite List, and if it's on the list, I will get to it eventually. Case in point. Alternatively, you can join patreon.com/nuclearreaction and jump on tier 4, the $80 tier, and make one request for each month that you're on that tier. And that basically pushes you ahead of the line and guarantees a reaction to your request ahead of time without having to wait for the list. So those are just two things to consider, just FYI, and the Patreon is going to be linked in the description below if you're interested. Also in the description, you'll find the links to the Facebook group, The Mushroom Cloud, the merch store, Real Nuclear Shop, and the second brand new merch store, Death Urge Clothing. All of these things are great ways to show your love and support for the channel and to enhance your experience as part of the Nuclear family. Yes, I do talk fast. Once again, for those who are new to the channel, I like to be efficient, man. I like to get things done. All right. Nightwish Ghost Love Score. This is over 10 minutes long, so it should be very interesting, including the official live music video. You guys have told me in the comments previously that it's always better to react to a live Nightwish song, and after seeing that last one, I tend to agree. So let's jump into this. In 3, 2, 1, go. I can already tell this is going to be epic. The size of that crowd, man. We're off to a good start. Come on, Nightwish, give me that good energy. Feel that. I like that beat there. I like the sense of build-up right here. Okay, we're only a minute and a half in, but I already got to pause it to offer a few thoughts. Less than 20 seconds, probably way less than that, of Floor singing. I'm already fully captivated and fully invested in the song. You know, you guys were not lying when you said I really need to get to the Floor era of Nightwish, and how that is the defining period of Nightwish. I totally agree with you guys. I see the appeal, I see the fascination, and I clearly see the talent. I mean, look, I am not in the camp of people who hate on Annette. I personally thought Annette did a good job. I like the sound of her voice. I thought she was a good singer. But when it comes to Floor, she is on not only a different level, not only a different planet, she's in a completely different universe. So I get it. Like, so far, after hearing The Poet and the Pendulum, Floor is officially my favorite Nightwish singer, and I think that it should not be any other way. I mean, that's obvious. So much talent, and once again, I really like the sense of build-up happening in this song, and I can't wait to hear the chorus and to hear where the song goes, because I'm sure that it's going to get better and better. And it'll be interesting to see if it can top The Poet and the Pendulum, because I was like shocked by how much I like that song. So all that being said, let's get back into it. So much power and so much stage presence. Like, Floor is someone who really earns that spotlight, Really amazing voice.
Siren from the deep came to me, sang my name, my Lord. Still I write my songs about the dream of mine.
I love this atmosphere right here.
Worth everything I may ever be. The child will be born again. That siren carried him to me. First of them true loves, sitting on the shoulder.
I totally understand that crowd's captivation.
Of an angel without care for love alone.
I feel like the guitar right here is perfect. Like, it doesn't take away from the beauty of the song at all. It fits in perfectly. You know what's interesting to me? I'm going to try not to pause this too much, but, of course, as a reactor, I kind of have to. But also, I really do want to offer some thoughts, too, in between the song. What's interesting to me is that Floor really has a very strong stage presence in a way that very few vocalists have, especially very few female vocalists have in metal, from what I've seen. Tatiana is an example of one person who can really do it, from Ginger. I mean, she totally owns that stage. But even more so, I think Floor is one of the best examples I've ever seen. And what's really interesting is the rest of the band seems very humble in the fact that they seem to know that she earns that spotlight and that it really suits her 110%. So I like that they give her that space and they let her basically be the star and the sole focus and the sole power of the band. And we all know her voice very much is the sole power of that. And I can tell you that just after hearing that one song and 4 minutes of this. I mean, there's no denying it. So I really think that's cool that they give her that spotlight, that they let her own the stage as she should. And, I could see why so many people are on the Floor bandwagon, because she really makes it her own band. It's not only a different era, it's like a very different Nightwish with her, at the center. So I'm very impressed by this. I really like the sheer theatricality of the band. I like the stage presence of Floor. Her voice is astonishingly good, of course. All obvious facts here. But the music is excellent. Even that guitar part I thought fit perfectly with the rest of the music. So everything is on point so far. I probably shouldn't be surprised, but I gotta say, if you don't know me, and if you're just new to the channel, 2 years ago, I would not have been as into this as I am now. I just, and that's partly due to me being more closed-minded, but that also, it speaks to how powerful and how good this music is, that it can even change my mind. So I'm very glad to be becoming a Nightwish fan, and I'm very excited about it. And even more so, I'm excited to see where the song goes. So let's jump back in. I gotta get like a Nightwish shirt or a hat or something. It's about damn time. I feel that energy. I feel that vibe. This is like on another level, man. Like, playlist for sure. Also, look how much passion you see on Flora's face. She really loves what she does. Not gonna lie, I really want to go to a Nightwish show. Okay, this is amazing. Like, this is more than just a song. This is like a full-on experience. It's like an artistic experience. It's multifaceted. There's so much to take in between, you know, between the stage presence, the aesthetics, the sheer performance art of the thing, the music, the vocals, the energy, and then, of course, the lyrics and whatever message they have, which we'll get into after the reaction itself. But there is so much going on here, so much to take in all at once. This is definitely something I'm going to have to listen to another 5 or 6 or 7 times over the weekend to gain an even better appreciation for this. But as of now, for a first-time reaction, this is really phenomenally good. And once again, I probably shouldn't be surprised, but, you know, as a reactor, I never know how I'm going to feel about something going into it, you know? So I couldn't have told you beforehand whether or not I would have liked this. All I could have said was that I really loved The Poet and the Pendulum. When it comes to this song, I like it only slightly less than The Poet and the Pendulum so far. And before you guys get all bent out of shape, keep in mind that it's only slightly. Like, The Poet and the Pendulum is like right up here. this song is like right over here, like they're almost neck and neck. So this is a really good song, and I'm really enjoying this. Really captivated by this, really pulled in by it. And I really like not only Floor's incredible vocal ability and her versatility. Like I like when she got into that more aggressive part of singing toward the middle of the song. I was not expecting her to take her voice there. Not only that, but also her sheer passion for the music, which is fully on display in these live performances. So everything about this is amazing so far. What else can I say? Let's finish it up. Love this part right here. This is so good. Okay, I'm going to take a moment to process that. Okay, I didn't think I was going to say this, but I'm going to say it. The ending of that song brought it up past the Poet and the Pendulum. And that's shocking even to me, because I thought that nothing was going to top that one. For the past several months, past several weeks at the very least, that was my favorite Nightwish song. Now, like I said before, Ghost Love Score was like here, before I had finished the song. And now, given that epic finishing to the song, and given where Floor took her voice to even more amazing places than I could have predicted toward the end of that song, just the way that it finished, it brought it from here to like way up to here. This is incredible. This is now like the best Nightwish song that I've heard so far, and I very, very much love this. Everything about this blew me away. I get it. I totally get it now. I'm on Team Floor, what can I say? I totally understand, and I didn't before, And don't get me wrong, I still like Taria era Nightwish. I still like Annette era Nightwish. I don't care what anyone says. But Floor is like on a completely different level. I mean, this is like a game changer, I understand now. So this was really phenomenal. Everything about this was perfect. Everything worked together seamlessly. Everything was about incredible music ability, incredible passion, incredible energy. This was exactly the kind of boost that I needed tonight. So I'm very glad that I finally got to react to this. Nothing more to say, really. I just love this a lot. More so than I was expecting, as has been happening quite a bit lately on this channel. So you guys continue to impress me with your requests. What else can I say, really? So yeah, in terms of my musical review, I'm going to keep that part of the reaction short and sweet because there's nothing else to say but what I already said. This really blew me away. This was so excellent. Beautiful, powerful, passionate. The best thing I've ever heard by Nightwish, as of right now. I'm just going to say that. So, Ghost Love Score is just deserves a round of applause. It really does. This was just so good. So that being said, that's how I feel about the music. Now let's get to the lyrics. If the lyrics are even half as good as the music, I'm going to be even more impressed. And I still probably won't be that surprised either. Okay, let's check it out. We used to swim the same moonlight waters, oceans away from the wakeful day. My fall will be for you, my love will be in you. If you be the one to cut me, I'll bleed forever. Scent of the sea before waking afterwards brings me to thee into the blue memory. A siren from the deep came to me, sang my name, my longing. Still I write my songs about that dream of mine, worth everything I may ever be. The child will be born again, that siren carried him to me. First of them true lovers, singing on the shoulders of an angel, without care for love and loss. Bring me home or leave me be. My love in the dark heart of the night, I have lost the path before me. The one behind will lead me. Take me, cure me, kill me. Bring me home every way, every day. Just another loop in the hangman's noose. I really like that line. Every way, every day, I keep on watching us sleep. Relive the old sin of Adam and Eve. Of you and me, forgive the adoring beast. Redeem me into childhood. Show me myself without the shell. Like the advent of May, I'll be there when you say, time to never hold our love. My fall will be for you. Okay, so this song is as multi-layered and lyrically complex as I basically come to expect from Nightwish. But before I get into some of the other elements of this song, there's one key emotion that immediately jumps out to me from within this lyrical story. Vulnerability. And more than that, intentional vulnerability. Like the willingness to let down your defenses and be who you really are around someone. And I think that's one of the strongest factors driving the feeling of loss for the person in the song. Because this is also definitely about loss. This seems to be about a lost lover, which could either be due to the relationship ending or the person dying, whether lyrically or metaphorically. Because again, it says here, if you be the one to cut me, I'll bleed forever. Okay, that's one line. And then another, redeem me into childhood, show me myself without the shell. That's another powerful line, and both things, I think, allude to this purposeful vulnerability and feeling of acceptance that this person had around the person she loved. Like here, when it says, cut me, I'll bleed forever, what I think that means is she's not going to make an effort to cover up the wound or stem the flow of her bleeding, which I assume the bleeding to mean emotional bleeding. In other words, she'll bear all of her pain for this person, with no feelings of shame or fear about it. Like she's comfortable enough to know that this person would have accepted the good and bad parts of her. And both the happy parts of her and the painful or sad or sorrowful parts of her. And then that gives way into this idea of like regained innocence, right? Because again, redeem me into childhood. Show me myself without the shell. That seems to indicate that her inner self, the part that might still have hopes and dreams, and youthful feelings of love that might otherwise be maybe considered naive by people who might be more jaded or cynical. Those feelings are still there and always were awakened and brought out by this person. And that's a strong line because I think it's very rare, especially today. I think it's very rare that people get the chance to be real and to truly show all of themselves without any reservations around another human being. Like, I think that's a rare and valuable connection to find, and in some ways, this song seems to be mourning the loss, not only of this person, but also of that connection that he had with her. And so to me, the ghost love score could mean multiple things, but one of them could be the ghost of the relationship itself, and the sort of lamentation of that loss is the love score itself. You know, a love driven by grief and longing, and the idea or the image of this ghost or this shade of what once was is basically still in her mind. And this verse here, I could be wrong, but this verse here definitely suggests that to me. Every way, every day, I keep on watching us sleep, relive the old sin of Adam and Eve, of you and me, forgive the adoring beast. Now, one of the main elements of the parable of Adam and Eve was loss of innocence, right? So again, in line with what I was understanding in relation to that previous line. So the tragedy of the thing keeps playing out in her mind, and now, rather than stripping bare her heart and her emotions, she feels like she's reverted to this almost less than human kind of thing. As if this person who left took away a part of her in the process. And I think that's what that line, forgive the adoring beast, could essentially be saying. Although that's the line out of that verse that's probably the most complex and probably is the line that I could very well be wrong about, but that's my interpretation of it. Because where her better nature and the civilized part of her may have been nurtured by this partner, now that they're gone, she feels like a beast. Looking back on this almost utopian kind of past with longing and with adoration. That's what I get from that. And again, circling back to that prior line that mentions Adam and Eve. It's very much in keeping with that same sort of theme. There's, I shouldn't be surprised at this point, but there are such poetic and well-written lines here, man. Just another loop in the hangman's noose. Again, I say this loudly and often on this channel, but when you can write lyrics that evoke such vivid imagery in your mind, that's the mark of some great talent. And I think these lyrics are a bit shorter than The Poet and the Pendulum, but they more than make up for it by being powerful and very captivating. And one other thing that occurred to me, back when I did that last Nightwish reaction, several people in the comments told me that that song was in many ways dealing with the departure of Tarja from the band. And I'm also wondering if these lyrics may not also be dealing with that. Like, some of these lines could have double meanings and could also be about the band mourning the loss of Tarja. Not the loss of life, obviously. I mean mourning as in the loss of her as a band member, Which, of course, would be interesting and slightly ironic, since it's Floor who really drives home the power and the musical brilliance of this song, at least in the vocal department. But it may be lyrically cathartic for the band, a way for them to artistically and poetically resolve previously unresolved issues with Tarja. Because, there's the old phrase when it comes to writing, right? Write what you know. And if you can manage to put your personal feelings and experiences into song lyrics, or into any type of writing, really, while still using this kind of poetic imagery as a vehicle for it, that's an example of some well-done writing, And this is really well done. It really is. But, actually, if you think about it, some of these verses make even more sense in that specific context. Like, now that I'm really thinking about it. Because if this is serving to also deal with the departure of Tarja from the band, like, look at these lines here. The child will be born again. That siren carried him to me, first of them true lovers, singing on the shoulders of an angel, without care for love and loss. So that's really interesting. Like, I could be totally off about this, and if I am, you could school me in the comments, but the child in that verse could be Nightwish. And the siren that carried the child back to this person, I'm assuming this person will be Thomas, hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. The siren is ultimately Floor, right? Like, she carries on the legacy of Nightwish and takes it into the next era. And Thomas could be the first of them true lovers, like the person who loves Nightwish as a band. And singing on the shoulders of an angel could be a compliment to the legacy left behind by Tarja, where Floor steps into the role that she, the angel, originally had. Singing on her shoulders. In other words, carrying on the torch, Though I think that any Nightwish fan would, more than agree that Floor has definitely carved her own path in the band and shines perfectly well on her own. Like I said, it's very much a different band with Floor at the center, It's just, she makes it her own, And she owns that stage, and she deserves that spotlight, man, And, I can tell that after hearing 2 songs with her, so consider me very impressed. And then, without care for love and loss. In other words, it was never Floor's issue. It was something between Thomas and Tarja. She merely picked up the torch and stepped into this role, and the rest is history. So the love and loss experience between Thomas and Tarja is not something that really had anything to do with Floor. So that verse could be about the transition from one era of Nightwish to the next, and again, a way of resolving previously unresolved or undealt with feelings or frustrations. So the song could be doing 2 things at once. It could be telling a story, and it could also be slightly metaphorical for whatever may have happened between Tarja and Thomas. And I don't know the full story, and you guys have told me bits and pieces in the comments on previous Nightwish reactions, but I still need to kind of brush up on my Nightwish history, because there's still a lot I don't know about the band and the band members. So if there are any moments of ignorance on my part during this reaction, you'll have to forgive those moments, because I'm very much still learning. But I'm very excited to continue this journey, man. Like, this is definitely far from the last Floor song I'm going to be checking out on this channel. Like, I was really, really, really impressed by the music, and then the sheer fact that the lyrics were so good just added to it, made it all the better. So, the music was astonishingly good. I truly didn't think that I was going to like this better than The Poet and the Pendulum, even halfway through the song. But then the ending, it was so epic, and what Floor did with her voice, and where she went and where she took her energy was insanely good to me. So that, once again, brought it way up here, and made it my favorite Nightwish song up to this date. So that being said, the music taken into account, the stage presence and performance, the energy, the imagery, the aesthetics, the lyrics, the song meaning, I am going to give this one a very strong and very solid 12 out of 12 on the Doomsday Clock, and it's more than well earned. So, very, very impressed by this one. That's one less item on the infinite list, but my Nightwish journey is still just beginning. So, you can count on more reactions coming as soon as possible on this channel. And of course, leave your suggestions in the comments below. If you want to bump them up ahead of the line, once again, consider the Patreon option, patreon.com/nuclearreactions. It'll be linked in the description. That was the energy that I needed. That was on fucking point, man. Like, I'm very happy that I checked that out. And, it was on the list for a while because I remember that I got the request all the way back last year. Like, people started mentioning that one in the comments when I was still listening to the Taria era. Like, that's how long ago I got that request, and that's... all I can say is I'm very glad that I dusted it off and finally took it out for a spin. So yeah, man. Ghost Love Score. Now I understand why I've been seeing it pop up in suggested videos for so long. Like, it makes sense to me now. I get it. So that one was so good. I loved it. And I could say that another 100 times, or I could wrap this up. So that's what I'm going to do. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now. All it takes is one click. It takes 2 seconds and it costs nothing. And if you want more reactions to Nightwish in the future, or at the very least, if you want notifications when I put up more reactions, don't forget to click that bell. Also, once again, check out Patreon if you want to. And there is so much more good content on the way. Stay tuned, guys. And thank you so much for watching this, for enjoying and experiencing this music with me. It really means a lot. And, look, we're at 10K as of right now, at the time of filming. And I never thought we would get here when I first started doing these reactions. So, we've come a long way, man. And we're going to keep going bigger and better. And there are no limits. There's no ceiling. We're going to keep going higher and higher and higher on this channel. And a lot of that is owed to the support that I receive from you guys. So when I say thanks for the support, I'm not just saying that. I really appreciate it. So all that being said, let's end it here. Much love and respect to the Nuclear family, and I will catch you all on the next one.